Hey everybody, David the AI Guide. Welcome to another episode. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate your viewership and support. Please like, subscribe, and share videos. Also, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And click the link below for your free resource that will teach you at the beginner level more about AI. And this is going to be critical for your career because every one of you folks between 18 and 34 are going to have to start learning AI in the next few years because it's going to be part of your job to do certain computer-related tasks that involve AI. And why do I make that statement? We're about to give you a perfect example. So we've talked a lot about driverless transportation, and there was a new article that just came out, and it's specific to COVID-19 vaccines, but it's also generally applicable. So new processors that are much more powerful. We just talked in our last video about new processors from Google to make AI much more powerful and effective. New processors are making AI do more and more things. And so what began as a journey 5 years ago to create driverless cars and trucks is now starting to approach reality. You've already seen ads on TV for fully AI-enabled delivery carts delivering pizza and stuff like that. So the next step is going to be driverless trucks because it's simpler than cars, especially point to point between large distribution warehouses. So this article talks about how much driverless trucking technology has advanced and states that it's on the brink of commercialization, which I completely agree with. We've talked about how several manufacturers are already producing trucks that are AI enabled and being tested with human drivers in the seat to monitor things, but they're at level 3 and 4 autonomy, and level 5 is shortly to arrive. But this article specifically talked about driverless transport in the context of delivering vaccines, because vaccines like the COVID-19 vaccine are perishable, meaning they go bad after a fairly short period of time. And some of the vaccines that were invented to prevent COVID-19 require very cold temperatures. And those temperatures have to be maintained for the vaccines to be effective. And there's one estimate that's quoted from a different article in this article stating that right now 25% of COVID-19 vaccines go to waste because of transportation problems. Well, one trucking company in the UK that has gone all in on AI-enabled trucks. They're not driverless yet, but they have reduced their fuel cost by 15%. This is a huge change. This is the power of AI. What does that mean? That means that that entire 15% of reduced fuel cost drops straight to the profit of this company. So this is why companies are going to implement AI ruthlessly, because they're going to start to realize that AI will enable dramatic improvements in profitability. And this is a clear example. But it also goes on to say that in addition to lowering fuel costs and making the company more efficient, it helped with COVID-19 vaccine delivery because AI can, first of all, the vaccines are shipped by air, so the AI can forecast problems based on the number of planes in the air at the time and what the likelihood of vaccine transport flight getting to where it's supposed to get on time, and then when it does land, what the road conditions are, and it directs drivers to alternate routes to reduce traffic and congestion, and also when to speed up and slow down so that they keep moving and the vaccines get where they need to get before they spoil. This is revolutionary. There's never been anything like this in the trucking industry. The trucking industry historically, of course, has been all human-centered and human-driven, and humans have notoriously poor forecasting ability. We're bad at it. The evidence is clear on that. AI, however, is extremely good at it. So let's say that my trucking company has 10 million a year of revenue, and it makes $500,000 of profit after all the expenses. And by implementing AI, I can increase my profit from $500,000 to $750,000 or $1 million. This is game-changing for the industry. So, and this is going to be even more dramatic when full level 5 autonomy is deployed, which it will be on the freeways in the next few years. This is imminent now, meaning almost about to happen. There will be driverless trucks on the freeways going ramp to ramp with a driver doing the local street driving, but over time, with enough data, the AIs will do the local driving too, and then after that will come deployment to passenger vehicles in the second half of the decade. But the full driverless trucking will happen by 2025. So this is big stuff. Everything's moving quickly. AI makes businesses more profitable, but in this case, AI makes vaccine distribution more efficient, which will be especially beneficial in parts of the world where transport is difficult due to poor roads and poor infrastructure. This will help save lives because we're over 4 million dead at least from COVID-19, and the real number is probably 6 million due to poor reporting in much of the world. So this is big stuff, and this is what AI does. Makes the world more efficient, more profitable, and in some cases replaces humans in their jobs. This is why you need the free resource. Click the link and be prepared and start to learn what you're going to need to know to use AI in your work, which will be low code, no code, but you still have to understand what it is and what it's doing. Thanks. Take care. Thank you for following the AI Guide. We really appreciate it. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And we'll see you next time for more amazing breakthroughs that are happening almost daily now. Take care. Bye.